Amy, as you jump into this, you're going to love it even more. One thing has become clear as an all-in-one. It's definitely the Ferrari, the Bugatti of all CRMs, only because all the pieces are there to be able to do whatever you want. That's what I love.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that already.
Let's talk database. Let's talk gold. Here's what I've got for you. We have, between our two databases, we've got over 100,000 people in them. And so when we look at our database, and I'll just share with you the Chime one, so you can kind of look at what I'm looking at, because we're going to break it down here. So here's what our Chime looks like. This Chime account has 20,000 people in it. And we've categorized it in our way. We love Revaluate and we love the lead score.
I love that.
Right? What's up, Amy? I see you now.
I love the lead score part of it because, hey, Amy, how are you?
Awesome.
Awesome. So I love, like you said, Tristan, I love the lead score part of it because it actually helps us in knowing who to dial.
It does. And with the Revaluate score and the lead score match up, for us, it's always like Deborah Cooper. Yep. That's a 97 and an 86. Right. Yep. So we have our ISAs, we have our agents now. Okay, this one's matching up. Guys, let's find out what's really going on, because if we look at the texts, right, if we look at how many properties they've seen, if we look at all of the details right here, we're like, okay, this looks good. And I know that Mark is on it. This is actually a great lead. And you can take a look at the analysis and see, well, what's actually happening on this end? Communication is high, web activities are high, contact validity is high. And a lot of the times we miss, and I know we're going to get into this, but we miss the gold in our database because we're not looking at the right items, right? And so with that, let me stop sharing. I want to introduce two people. First, my co-host, Janki Patel. If you don't know her by now, you haven't been in Chime. She not only has an amazing team in the Silicon Valley area, she runs a VA company that does a whole bunch of stuff. So if you need a virtual assistant, go to Janki. And Amy Izzo is on the hot seat today. Amy, what's up?
Hey, how are you? It's a hot seat. I didn't know it was going to be a hot seat.
Well, you know.
Hot seats.
I love it.
Every time you're with us, we throw out
challenge
questions like left and right. We're like, what the hell does that mean? Wait, how'd you do that?
Did you say, who is the hottest mess out there? Let me invite Amy Izzo.
That's one way to look at it, Amy. I didn't know that. Where do you start? I mean, when it comes to the database, because that's how kind of we do it. We're like, we go with the scores. But what do you do?
I am totally learning. So let's start out with.
You're newer to Chime, right?
I'm brand new to Chime. I'm like 8 weeks old in Chime, thanks to Janki and her team. They're managing Chime for me. Let me be honest.
Nice.
Amy is in her 10th year in real estate, and she's been in a few different CRMs. And I'm a big believer in use your CRM to the best of your ability. So it is much better than not using one. Okay. So we've all been there at some point as agents where we haven't used our CRM. We had one, we didn't have one, we paid for one and we didn't use it, or we didn't use it properly. Just use it, right? Just use it. So I'm a big believer in that. And I've had a couple of different ones. Go ahead.
So where would we start when it just comes to the basics of a CRM? Like, so that we actually use it.
Yeah, I think the basics are, we need to make sure that we get one that we feel good about, right? We feel like we can navigate. And then it's got to have some basic things. It's got to be able to hold our contacts. It's got to be able to hold their emails and their phone numbers. I really believe it's got to be able to email and text. I really want it to be able to send video. I think that's so important. Because I get more engagement from a video, even with strangers, than I do from an email text.
Yeah.
Even with strangers.
So Amy, I'm going to talk to you offline about our other place where we can help you too, because I think video is amazing, and we've got an amazing place where you can start too. But I love the fact that you said video, because I think videos are really kicking in high gear. Tristan and I talk about that all the time, right, Tristan? Like, why is social media and why are videos so important in our industry? People want to know and connect with you. People want to see you. People just don't want to read about you. People want to know who you are. Right?
It humanizes you. It humanizes you.
Exactly.
I've been using video for a couple of years with leads that are not responsive, like at the basic level, where I just pull out the phone and like, hey, it's Amy, and you wanted that CMA. I really want to give you your market value. So send, right? That's simple,
Right.
I'm not using a script. It's just me. And do you know, people will call me back and go, how did you do that?
Right.
And it's funny because I've taken listings this way. They think I'm a technological genius. I am not, right? I am not the early adopter of most new things. I hear you, Tristan and Janky, talking about it. I'm watching. I am not the first one to jump in. I eventually come around because it's change, right? It's a new skill set. So it's change. So, but I will say this, when I do this kind of stuff, it works.
Yeah.
Even strangers. And so if it works with strangers, imagine with our sphere of influence, which I was going to say are the first people they need to be in our CRM.
Yeah.
Our sphere of influence. We got to get our people in there.
So
Right.
on that, I think what for me, what comes to mind is all of those people that we have in our database, and I'll share my screen with you. And if anybody has any questions, just type them into the chat or put it into the Q&A. The thing that I want to take a look at is opportunities that we sometimes miss, and they're right in front of us. So this is the back end of Chime again. And if I go to a section over, hold on, let me move my video screen, where it says attempting contact. There's what is it, 768 of them, right? We obviously, if we click over here, when we already click this, it says, okay, now you've got them. If we click on this, it selects 50 at a time. You see over here, 50. But it does give you some options: mass email, mass text. And if we were to go to mass email, it's got all 50 of them, right? And who knows if it's going to deliver to all of them. But the ones that get delivered, you have some options here. And I'm going to go to the video thing because that's what we're talking about, right, Amy? And we've got the BombBomb option. And we also have the YouTube option. So if you shot a video and you uploaded it to YouTube, you can place it right there. And so you would just simply click on that and you'd insert the link. I'm going to go to YouTube really quick just to show you how that works. And let's say you just shot a video like I did this morning, and I shot this video, boom. I'm going to grab the link, and let's say I'm going to share it. I'm going to copy it, go back, put the link in there, insert it, and now it shows up in that way.
So easy.
Yeah, and you could do the same thing with BombBomb as well, but you don't need to. You don't need to spend the extra money if you don't want to. Now, the other cool part is with attempting contact, because I'm now trying to determine, are these leads any good? Are they A's, B's, C's, D's? What are they, right? And I can mass text them as well. And there you go. It'll deliver, it says, to 45. What do you want to do? You want to send them a picture of a property? I typically have one simple text that I send. Amy, let me know what's worked for you. Also, Jonky, mine's easy. Mine's, it uses their first name. So I can put like, hey, Amy, or hey, Jonky.
Yep.
I'm not sure if you're here this weekend, but I've got a list of open houses. Do you want me to text that or email it to you? Question mark.
No, and that works great, because that's exactly what our database managers do, Tristan. They send it out. It's not that we send it out. And I know Amy's database manager does that as well. Sends those mass texts and mass emails out. We see an amazing open rate, just giving them information, because that's what they're there for, right? That's exactly what they're there for. They don't want you to say, hey, you don't want to convert it right there. And then you want to be able to send them information so they pick up the call, if they pick up the phone and call you, or they reply to that text. You want to invite them to something, right? That's
similarly, we've sent, hey, I'm setting up showings for the week. Which homes would you like to see?
Exactly.
Ooh, that's direct. You know what?
So be like,
I
hey,
love
Tristan,
that.
I'm setting up the showings this week. What would you like to see?
And that's what we do. And we do that on our WhatsApp, Tristan. So once a lead is converted, right, we put them on WhatsApp and the admins just go at it, they send them the listings out. Yes, you can send them automated through, your MLS, but why is it important for your admin to actually handpick them? Is because they've given you a certain criteria. Most of my leads are like, I want south facing, I want east facing, I want north facing. Well, guess who's doing all the legwork? The admins are, right? And that's where, that's where Chime comes in, like the hand-picked leads. I mean, I know Tristan has, can show us that too, that screen, save searches, hand-picked leads, hand-picked properties. That's where they go in and actually work from our database, from our Chime database, which is amazing. I love it.
Yeah, I think it's very powerful on that end. Amy, as you jump into this, you're going to love it even more. I think one thing has become clear as an all-in-one. It's definitely the Ferrari, the Bugatti of all CRMs, only because all the pieces are there to be able to do whatever you want. That's what I love.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that already. And, we're just a couple of months into Chime, and I have the data, my database manager is working that every day for me, and the admins and ISA are calling as they see the responsiveness to the emails and the text messages they're calling out. And we're setting appointments on a more regular basis than I was able to do on my own. So the model that we have in place here, along with the system, through Janky's team, is really amazing. I can really see the pipeline filling up in a different way than it has in the past. And I think the better I get at it, right, the more skills I learn so that I can help direct the right activity. I think that the more we're going to see growth here for me and my team. Okay,
I have a question about your growth, because you're newer. What you said 8 weeks in about?
Yeah.
So okay.
In Chime, yes.
And you have a database manager. Can you tell me what they're doing for you and how that's allowing you to be able to use the system better, or just reach your data better?
So what my database manager is doing, first of all, they help me set up Chime. So moving CRM, so moving all the data from another CRM to this one, right? And making sure it's all captured there. That's the first thing that they did for me. So I had 33,000 contacts from my history in real estate, and we moved them all over. We identified the past clients, we identified the SOI, right? And then we identified just the old stuff and said, let's see what happens, and started to put them on on the appropriate campaigns. So now now they're just managing all the ins and outs. So when I have a phone appointment and I qualify someone and they want a home search and they're going into pre-approval, Ritz, my database manager, puts them on a home search through Chime. I just say to Ritz, this is the lead, here's what they want. They're going into pre-approval, tag them for which lender I sent them to. Here are my notes, and put them on the appropriate campaigns. And he does that and starts that home search and those communications for me, so that I have a little bit more time to be on appointments and doing what I do best, which is talking to the clients.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. I like that. I feel like a lot of people need that one person to be able to manage everything else. You know how a while ago we were talking a lot about ISAs, executive admins, and then all of a sudden everyone started using a transaction coordinator. I think it was like, it must have been in the early 2000s, mid 2000s.
Yep. Yeah.
And I feel like there are two roles that people are now going to be talking more about. One of those, Amy and Janky, is really the database manager. And the other one, I don't even know if our world is talking about it completely yet, but it's a creative director.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
Graphic directors, digital editors. I think, I'm seeing the trend go that way, Tristan, because you as a realtor, this is what I say. I just got off from a presentation for Jennifer Rogers, who has Chime. And this is what I say to everyone out there is, we as realtors, our job is not to be behind a desk. Our job is really to be out there selling, out there connecting and building relationships.
So true.
Because that's what we do. We're people person, except for
Yeah.
Tristan. Tristan is not, he's an introvert. So he has a huge team doing
It's
that.
hard for me to be in big rooms.
Yeah, it is. It is. And
Yeah.
so that's what I mean, that he does what he does great from behind his desk, but he's also out there in front of millions of people, which he has changed over the years. That's amazing. He calls himself an introvert, but he's out there on large stages. God, come on, Tristan. But the point here is, you leveraged yourself with people in place, systems and tools in place.
Yeah, on that, Janki, that's why I love this webinar right now, because we want to show you that you need to leverage your technology better.
Yes.
And you need to leverage the talent that you have. And
exactly.
if you don't have talent right now, then leverage the tech you have. This is why I went over on the back end of Chime. It's like, this is what you're probably missing on the back end. You need to start looking at them better. And you need to start diving into each one better, right?
Exactly. It's so important to. So let me ask you this, Amy. How has it helped you when you? I remember our first conversations, and when you came to us, you were really in a position where, what do I do next? And I told you about Chime, but let me ask you this. How has business transitioned and grown in the past few weeks that you've been with Chime? What has Chime done for you?
So let me just paint the picture of where I was 8 weeks ago versus now. So
yes.
I do have a team, but let's just talk about me as a solo agent for a minute. So I have historically been a solo agent. I'm in a Midwestern market. So our average price point is about $250,000.
Where are you at?
I'm in Northwest Indiana and Chicago, the southern end of Chicago. So Illinois. So Indiana, Illinois, I'm on the border.
Are you close to Fort Wayne or no?
I'm about 40 minutes from Fort Wayne.
Okay, cool. Now I know. I had to place you in my head.
Yeah, not too far from Fort Wayne. So I'm impressed you know about little Fort Wayne.
I love Fort Wayne.
So, and I'm selling the last several years about 22 to 23 million a year. So it's about 90 to 100 transactions with a TC.
That's a lot.
In a TC.
Just a TC. Okay, Jason?
In a TC. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. That means I'm the database manager. I'm the admin. I mean, I'm not doing the contract to close work. I got that going for me, right? I'm the social media person. So I've got my hands where I'm comfortable in a few places, but I'm really not working this pretty cool database I have.
Yep.
I have a nice size database. I'm really not working this database because I don't have time. Because if I'm on 1 or 2 listing appointments a day and I am talking to 1 or 2 buyers a day, that's about all I can do. I can't really dig into, well, let's look at the lead score. I don't even know what a lead score. I don't have time to know what a lead score is. I don't. And even if I know what it is, because you told me, Tristan, on one of your videos, I don't have time to deal with that because I'm going from appointment to appointment and I'm doing the paperwork to get to the TC. And then we have to attend our closings. And then I'm sitting in closings because we have to legally be there in our state. So I'm like, right. And trying to have client events and all the things. So I said, okay, I have made some money vitally in this business, right? Over the years, I need to reinvest in a different way. And I need to get some structure in place. That is a structure that's new for me, right? Mm-hmm. So let's keep the TC in place, but what do we do? And I dialed up Janki, said, I have used ISAs in the past, but here was my mistake. I expected the ISA to do the database work. That's not what their job is. That's not what they're great at. So here I am saying this ISA structure is not working because they're waiting on me for information, right? They're doing some of the database updates, but they need me to help them work the database. So I'm expecting them to pull the data, load the data, make all the calls, convert them to appointments for me, update the records, put them on the right email, text campaign. That's a big job. That is not what they're great at. They're great on the phone and getting them to want to talk to me. Right. True. So this is a different skill set. Ritz, he's not on the phone. He's not getting people to talk to me. What he's doing is he's looking at my data and he's going, okay, Sha, my ISA, you need to call these people today. And then you need to tell me when you're done. And I'm going to put them on the right campaigns, or you need to tell me when you've set an appointment for Amy. And then I've got Angel, and she's the admin. And she's like, Amy, these appointments are in your calendar and you need to call them. And if you can't call them, we need to assign them to one of your agents. Right. So, and I want to learn the structure and the process. So right now, for now, I'm the first line, because if I'm going to be the leader, I'm going to make these calls. So they're assigning these calls to me right now. And I'm handing them, the ones I'm not working are going to my agents. I eventually would like to have these calls set up with my agents, but I want to learn the process so I can train it to my team, right? If I don't understand it, how can I hold them accountable?
Are they still reaching out to your, when it comes to your database, your past clients and your core sphere, or is that something you're doing?
So I am right now reaching out to my past clients in my core sphere. However, what we've noticed in Chime over the last 8 weeks is some of them are reading the emails and they're reaching out. And so my ISA is calling, and it's okay. It's okay. It's not there because my ISA is responding to their request. I would like evaluation. I would like, I'm shopping online. Oh, you're shopping online. I had one the other day. Her name is, it was Mary, the one that they had the voicemail with, and she said, I didn't call, and I did call.
Oh,
and the recording.
Yeah. She called you back.
We had this person that the ISA called to reschedule, and she said, Amy never called me, and it was a hostile call. And so they sent me the recording. So I called her yesterday back, and we had and she said, I've been following you on social media for years, and I'm getting all these emails from you. She says she's getting them for years. I know she's only been on the drip campaign for 2 months, because I didn't have her on a drip campaign on my old CRM. So she's like, I've been following you for years. And I said, oh, I guess I must have missed calling you. I did not. I left her a message, but I guess I must have missed calling you. We had a great conversation. She wants to buy a home. And she's been in my database for a long time, just kind of shopping. She's met me at events, but we have not done business together, but she's still in my sphere because she knows me. She knows my name. I know her name. She's not a cold lead. But I had another one recently where they want to buy and sell. I just sold them a house 14 months ago. They want to sell it and buy another one. And it's just the activity from Chime, right? They're getting an email, and it's just an extra touch that they weren't getting from me. There's just an extra touch, and now they want to set an appointment to buy and sell. So I'm like, okay, we got them pre-approved. So if I was to, I would think, and I will take your advice on this, because you all are doing this longer than me and better than me, I'm sure. I haven't said, here's my sphere, go call them for a purpose, but I wouldn't be afraid to do that. Like, we're going to have a event in December, and I might want to use my ISA to help me make some of those calls, at least reminder calls. I want to call. I want to put a voicemail out to all of them. That's my voice. That's me. I want to put a video out to them, but I may also use my ISA for follow-up on that, to get people to the event for that in-person touch, and to be able to give them something. I wouldn't be afraid to do that, but I might have been afraid to do that 3 months ago.
So Amy, let me ask you this. When you talk about videos, right? How awesome would it be to take a video, and you do a lot of videos. How awesome would it be to take that one video and to break it out in several pieces of videos, have an intro and outro done for you, and a call to action as well?
That would be great.
You wouldn't have to do it, right? You just upload your video in Dropbox and have your digital editor do this for you, and your graphic designer do all this for you, and that video is going everywhere. How awesome would that be? You're not making the video.
I tend to do a lot of one-to-one video, which is really successful, but I shy away from posting the videos or doing a lot of things online, because I'm not the editor.
Right.
Right.
I'm not going to do it.
When you're doing the one-to-one though, how does that work on social? Do you go one-to-one with your past clients in Sphere? Are you using Facebook or Instagram kind of like an extension of your database? Or is that what you're doing? Can you run that through with us, please?
Yes. So I do one-to-one video with past clients. I also do them with leads, specifically seller leads. So with past clients, I am calling through, I'm sending a video to my past clients every day. One, I'm going down the news feed to see what's happening with them, right? And so when I see somebody had a baby, those are easy. Somebody had a birthday, somebody had an event, somebody's having a hard time, right? I'll send a quick video. Hi, how are you? Congratulations. Hi, how are you? What can I do to help, right? Those kind of videos. I'm also, if I just I'm not seeing anything like that. Some of my clients are not on social. I just do that via text. If they're on email, I do that via email right here on my phone. So it's just a check-in. How are things going? What can I help with? How's the house? If I sold them a house, right? How's the house? If I know they're doing a remodel, how's the remodel? So I'm just thinking about the person. I have them on a list. I'm going through every week. Who have I not reached out to until I get to the end, and then I start over. So that's what I'm doing.
I love that.
Sellers. I got to tell you about sellers when you're ready.
Tell me.
So sellers that don't respond to me, they ask for a home value, and then I want to talk to them because I want to know what they did to their home so I can give them a better number. Well, I'll reach out, and that could be via phone. So what do? I call, I text, I email them, right? Because I don't know how they like to communicate. So if I have all their contact information, when I get that home value request, that's what I do. Instead of just sending them a value when they're not responding, I do a little video CMA and I send it to them. So I pull up, so in a nutshell, I pull up, hey, here's what your home's worth on Zillow, Redfin, Realtor, and here's what I see. Here's a brief CMA. Here's the range, low to high. I love to know what the improvements are that you've made to the home because I can't see that. And then I can tell you where you fit in this range. I want to tell you your sweet spot. And I send that via video and they call me back in most cases.
I love that. I love that you that, like, you know, I don't know what the improvements are. That's a good add-on. That, hey, I don't know what you improve. Yeah. And that's a step in to their home.
Yeah, I tell them all this data is based on the market that we're in and the algorithms that all these sites have, but we don't know what you've done. I want to hear about what you've done because then I can tell you, can you get more than the highest number in my range? Or where are you in the range? What is your sweet spot? So that you can put your home on the market and command the best price for it. That's the conversation I want to have. They don't know me. They just clicked on something. When they see me, almost every time, it doesn't matter if it's text or email, they respond, how did you do that? Almost every time. Now, some don't respond ever, right? But the ones that do, they go, how did you do that? I'm like, how did I do that? That's what I do.
Any question? Do you see command the best price for you?
I do.
So that's what you say.
Not my scripting. Yeah. I should write some of this down. Yes. I always talk about here's their high to low range. Once I know the improvements, I can tell them their sweet spot so we can command the best price for them. I always say that.
I love it.
I like that. Let me quickly show something because we did have a question about websites. Really quick. This is the Chime site. You go to this little section that has the 4 little squares and you click on it. Then it gives you all of your links here. You click on the top one. It's your main one. This is how you start changing stuff on the back end. It's got a beautiful editor, super easy to use. You can add widgets. You can choose your designs. This way you can choose whatever you want and then add your settings. It's extremely, extremely easy to use. This is what, let me see if this is the right one. This is what ours looks like. Obviously, I'm in beach area, so this is what this looks like. Now, somebody asked, well, what if we want to reface it? We've done that too. This is our refaced one. This is what we just wanted, so we just created it. And you can do the same thing. There are some companies out there that do that. If you have any questions about it, you can always reach out to me. I don't do this, and my companies don't do this. It would be somebody outside. So just reach out to me through Facebook or Instagram, and we can answer that question.
I want to tell you something personal if I can. I want to tell you something personal. I'm selling a lot of houses and I'm very grateful, right? I started out, not knowing this industry at all, right? And having no money to get started and just have worked really hard. And I'm that agent that got to the point of all I do is work. Someone asked me, what's your hobbies? About a year ago. And I'm like, I don't have any. I didn't have any. I work, I'm a mom, I'm a wife. I don't have any. And now I do. I go ballroom dancing almost every day.
And I watch you all the time. That's amazing you do that.
Yeah, we do watch you on there. That's so cool.
I lost 250 pounds in 2.5 years.
Love it.
I got more to go. I'm not done. I'm like, and this is a big piece of it. This has been the next level, but it didn't, it has started with, okay, really leverage my transaction coordinator. Okay, really focus my schedule. Okay, really focus my efforts. And that included putting my health in there, putting some fun into my schedule, right? My daughter is 15. She's ballroom dancing with me.
Oh, that's cool.
Did your teenager want to do something with you? And I have to have time to do this, but we have to make money too, right? To fuel all the things. So the structure and the reinvesting in yourself and the business is really important. And I think some of us are new and we're getting started. And so we're learning and we're doing all the things. But some of us have made some dollars here and we can reinvest. And maybe we just don't know how. I don't always really know how. I'm just learning. I'm like, I'm all in and I'm learning every day. Some days are better than others. But they're always all great. They're always a great outcome on the other side. So I just want to share that.
I like that. Let's wrap this one up. Junkie, anything you want to add to this? I'm going to put up a link to the sites because people wanted to see both of the sites here.
Get on Junkie's schedule.
There you go. Junkie, type in your link too if people have questions about a video editor, database manager, anything along those lines. Put those in there. And for everybody else, thank you for joining us. Amy, thanks for jumping on. We appreciate you.
Amy, we're so grateful for you. And we love the fact that Chime is so amazing. Tristan, I want to say one thing. I have used over the past 18 years, I've used so many databases. CRMs, sorry. So many CRMs, but I just love Chime because of the easy, user-friendly. So thank you. Thank you, Amy, for sharing your success story here with Chime. Thank you, guys.
Thanks everybody. Thanks for tuning in.
Have a great day. Thanks for the time.